Birthday Hawa, birthday Shai, birthday Hawa, birthday Shai. Call line Wahawa Allahayna Yahwa Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem Kakodash. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who well, peace and salutation to the election. 144,000 Nabiyan and prophets, Harash and the heads or the heats of the governing body that shall mashal in the kingdom of heaven that shall be here established on earth, and to the rest of the 1/3, which are no prophets but are believers in the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, that the Lord is going to have the law, which is the mark of exemption upon as well, being delivered out of Babylon or wherever they've been scattered to. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners that are like unto the speckled bird, that look like the heathen but are by the way their fathers Israelites, going back to our forefathers being Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shemya Mafpa, my name is Mafpa from the Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp located here in the city of Philadelphia. I'm Lamadi Ma'ite, coming with a lesson little, or we lesson. This wee lesson is just going into current events. At this time, there's plenty of events that's going down, and a lot is being suppressed as well. But we're going to cover what's going on mainly within the political realm in America, which is the hotbed of destruction. It says here, I will not yield to political games. Pence responds to Pelosi won't invoke the 25th Amendment. I believe the 25th Amendment is, we can look into that term, which is to remove a president from office or elected official, I believe. Let me see. Let's see where we'll quick just get a definition. This is plain. Let me see. 25th Amendment is in case of removal of president of office or his death or resignation, the vice president shall become president. And I mean, this man, Mike Pence, they want him, as it reads here, Mike Pence is reported last night being, as Monday, I assume. Let me see. This is published Tuesday, January the 12th, 2021, year of hastening to the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, our Lord. Which Yahweh Shem Yahshai is whom the world calls, of course, Yahweh is the Most High, and Yahweh Shai is only begotten Son. We say Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Yahweh in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, because we get to the Father by the way of the Son. That's our mediator, and that's how we're being redeemed back and brought back, friendly back relationship with the Lord, the Most High, through the Son, who shed the blood for the nation of Israel, right now for the elect. Now, of course, in the kingdom, the rest of the Israelites will come back through the seed of the elect. But a lot of destruction is going to happen to a lot of our people here in Babylon the Great. And you're about to see a lot of destruction, period. So, we can see this political theater here. He pretty much just said that he won't invoke the 25th Amendment to remove the president from office just hours before the House was set to vote on a resolution formally calling him to do so. And they've been wanting this response from him for quite some time. I believe they already know what he's going to do anyway. But political theater, all right, in my opinion. In a letter to the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, Pence said he does not believe that such a course of action is in the best interest of our nation or consistent in our Constitution, and adding that he did not waver to pressure to exert power beyond my constitutional authority to determine the outcome of the election. And I will not now yield to the efforts of the House of Representatives to play political games at a time so serious in our life and of our nation. Instead, Pence urged Pelosi Pelosi and every member of Congress to avoid action that will further divide and inflame the passions of the moment. Right, which you have it in reference to the deadly, so-called deadly Capitol riots, which you haven't seen nothing yet. Okay, you can read the statement here if you so wish. Okay, it says Pence expect announcement paves way of the House Democrats to move forward with impeachment legislation. Impeachment just mean accusal, by the way. Okay, this is an accusal. Okay, a charge. Okay, the action of calling into question the integrity, honesty, or validity of something. Okay, which, and we can go into the grounds in which they're saying. Let's read. It says majority of the cabinet to remove, which slightly. So it says the House is currently weighing a resolution that would call Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment, which allows the majority of the cabinet to remove the president from office. House Democrats have previously said they will move forward on Wednesday with the vote on impeaching Trump. So that'd be today. It's so-called Wednesday. President Trump, if Pence declines. Trump brushed aside the calls for his removal over last week's attack at the Capitol, saying the 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but I will come back to haunt Joe Biden. I mean, so you hear this statement, I will come back to haunt Joe Biden. Be careful what you wish for, Trump said. Almo, Texas, during the visit to the border earlier that day. He said the impeachment effort mounted the House Democrats and is dangerous for the U.S., especially at a very tender time. Democrats have moved quickly in their efforts to remove Trump from office and prevent him from running again in 2024. Which, I mean, damn. I mean, this is just crazy. It's the inward thought is that their generations will just continue, roughly paraphrasing Psalms 49:11. And they are, how you already think about 2024? I mean, you got Shawwal here breaking out, hell breaking loose right now. This man thinking about 2024. It says, following the assault last week at the Capitol, the article impeachment introduced the House and backed by more than 200 Democrats accuses, okay, that's what it means, Trump of incitement of an insurrection. Insurrection goes into uproars, violent uprisings against authority, government, okay, a rebellion, mutiny, revolution, insurgent, civil disorder, unrest. And the scriptures talk about that. Okay, he says he gravely endangered the security of the United States and the institution of government. You have it around the world. They talk about this affecting the fragility of our democracy, or the integrity, etc. It says 3 House Republicans, including House GOP leadership Liz Cheney, said that they will vote to impeach the president. All right. Earlier this Tuesday, the House Judiciary released a 76-page impeachment report. All right. So, it says report claimed that President Trump remains clear and in present danger to the Constitution and our democracy. That's E's way of life. As part of his image, okay, of the beast being NATO, EU, and America is the democracy. Okay, so let's just go into a couple scriptures and get out of here. It's very early in the morning. I gotta go to the Shaddai again, and I apologize to any Akim been looking out for any videos during the day hours. I've been just doing this in the morning because very weak in the flesh right now, so that's what's working out for me. So slack it. This is the book of Psalms chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined." Yeah, their wicked thoughts. Let them, be taken by it. Because when you read down in verse 7, it says his mouth is full of. It says that. See, let me get the actual precept that I want. I think it's verse 4. No, it's 62 actually. Let's see if I can find it. This is Psalm 62 and 4. It says, I'm gonna start at 3. How long will you imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as a blowing wall shall be, a bowing wall, and as a tottering fence. Of course, if you see a tottering fence, the stability of it is has been removed, and it's only a matter of time before something such as the wind blows and and removes that tottering fish out of its whatever bit of grounding that's left, or whatever is holding it up. Okay, so that's how, of course, y'all gonna be slain. Okay, the wicked, Esau, Edom. Okay, and that wind is gonna come with this destroying wind, which is destruction, written in Jeremiah and all over the scriptures. Okay, the scriptures talk about a destroying wind, which is going into the nuclear destruction, and the send fanners, more missiles, which is gonna bring more heat to this fire and destroy this place. It says, verse 4, Psalm 62 and 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but curse inwardly. Salah. Right, they're blessed with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. You have it during this time. They're telling you everything's gonna be all right. You have troops, I think it's 15,000 troops being sent to the, or already may have already been placed in D.C. Okay, there was reports about Nancy Pelosi asking for other troops to be placed in to help protect the nation, etc. Okay, they're telling you that the nation is going to be great. Trump tell you that. They're talking about healing this nation right now, but the nation has forgot Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and it's not really established here on the Lord that of the Bible, the Lord Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. This is actually going after the works of Satan and these various other idols in which Esau does worship. Okay, let's go down, and it says in verse 4, Psalms 10 and 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The power is not at all in his thoughts. And as the apostles and elders been going bringing out, he has a God complex. He thinks and sit in the seat of the Most High, thinking he is the Most High. He's been given this power by the Most High, and they have that whole deal. You remember a so-called black woman. If you ever remember, I had my mom would say something like, "I bring you in this world, I take you out." Well, that's how E thinks. All right, if not worse. Okay, he thinking he's God. All right. This is Psalms 10 and 5. It says, "His ways are always grievous; thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them." Right, and this man boasts, puffet, which is pawach in the Hebrew, which is to breathe, to bring to a snare, and puff, blow out breath of air, and this man literally just, as I say, he's very boastful. Okay, he talk about what he's gonna do, what we're gonna improve with the people, etc., etc. But I mean, the people, as you can see, they're enraged, and they're in a frenzy right now. They definitely can feel and sense what's about to happen. Okay, and they don't seem to be good, and that's biblical prophecy as well. Now it reads on. It says, verse 10 and 6. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Right? In this nation thinks that it's going to stand forever. Okay? That's the pride of Esau, Edom. Real quick, Psalm 73. And I got to get going. Just wanted to give her a little report real quick on this. This is Psalm 73. And I'm going to start at verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasses about them as a chain, violence or Hamas covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with the fatness, all right, the best. Okay, you have chalab, which is milk, going into the best. Okay, the choicest part, abundance. Esau was given that blessing. Okay, as it say in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. Talk about, you're going to have the fatness of the land. Let me see, if I'm not mistaken. So you could go, brothers can go back into it and look it up, but the dew of heaven, I believe, too, it speaks about. But, this made this man very, very, very prideful. Verse 8, 73 Psalms. They are corrupt, and speak wickedly concerning oppression, they speak lawfully. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. So this is Esau Edom. Esau Edom is Satan. Okay, who his scripture talk about as the wicked had been estranged from the womb, speaking lies. They are, of course, the physical counterpart for the spiritual demon Satan. Okay. And this is their downfall right now that we're watching and seeing. I'm seeing all of the people flip out at these various elected officials. We're seeing you have an actual call for protests in 50 of the 50 states in the United States, and this is, something big about to happen. That's basically that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, this is book of Ecclesiasticus. It gets 10 and 8. Give me a wee moment. This is 10 and 7. I'll start here. Alright, actually I'm gonna start at verse 5. 10 and 5. And it says, in the hand of the power is prosperity of man. So Bahayad are in the hand of the power. Alright. Ali Yah, our power, Yahweh Shem Shai, is the prosperity of man. So if you receive any praise, any prosperity, you should be praising Yahweh Shem Shai. This man doesn't. He praised Satan. And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. But bear not hatred to thy neighbor, for every wrong, and did nothing at all by injurious practices. I mean, this man doesn't do things just at all. He does the actual opposite. Let's go to injurious, which is causing or likely to damage or harm. Yeah, the language, maliciously insulting. Okay, that's self-explanatory. That's all this man does. The scriptures, the precepts, what I have read, they explain that. It says pride is hateful for the power of man, and by both one commit iniquity. And you see the result of Esau Edom in his pride, what his mouth has got himself into. Because of unrighteous dealings, verse 8, Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Verse 9. A wise earth and ashes proud, there is no more a wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sale, Slakia, because while he liveth he casteth away his bows. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And that's Esau Edom. He's gonna die. Okay, because his kingdom is at its end right now. He realized it, and that's why he's pushing down all these various draconian measures. Whether you realize that he's passing them or not, okay, he's doing it. Things are getting stricter and stricter and stricter. This nation is not blessed anymore, if it was. Okay, so shalom to the elect. Hopefully you're edified by the lesson. This man talking about Mr. the Vice President of the United States, he ain't gonna play for these political games. He's the Vice President under Trump, so we'll see what comes up today, and we'll report on it. So shalom.